Dear Venerable Sir and Dear Venerable Nun, and our Honorable Secretary, Mr. Leslie, and all the dear Dhamma friends. So good evening to everyone. So today's topic is the fate of the world according to the Satta Suriya Sutta. So you know that Buddhism, right? Buddhism doesn't talk about the fate, huh? So anyway, let's see how Buddha has talked about the fate of this universe, the world. So this is the core teaching of this discourse, the Satta Suriya Sutta. So monks, conditions are impermanent, conditions are unstable, conditions are unreliable. This is enough for you to become disillusioned and dispassionate and freed regarding all conditions. This is the theme, this is the core teaching of this sutta. So we can find this core thesis, the core message in the sutta in several places. More than 6-7 places, the Buddha keep repeating this statement. Before I just go to talk about the Satta Suriya Sutta, I will briefly discuss what's Buddhist perspective on Buddhist cosmology. So, and some other aspects, other concepts, so that you can have some better idea when we come to our main discourse. Huh? So, Buddhist concept of universe. You all know that Buddha preached the Dhamma, which is deep in meaning and deep in philosophy. So Buddha basically didn't talk about anything which is not regarding to the suffering and cessation of suffering. Everything Buddha explained to us, which are mainly focused on the cessation of suffering. We know some discourses, we encounter some discourses where Buddha maintained silence. So we call the avyakruta, kept silent. When someone approach him and asks something related to the philosophical issues, something like the world is eternal or not, what happened to the Buddha after pass away, the Buddha will be appear or not, or some kind of the question when asked, Buddha remained silent. So there are 10 kind of questions. The Chula Mahalunkya Buddha Sutta, if you refer to that Sutta, Buddha kept silent, observed silent, without giving any answers, because these are not related to the cessation of suffering. So Buddha explained that Buddha does not present his idea about the universe as core aspect of his teaching, but rather as incidental to the essence of the Dhamma. He teaches cosmology as part of the broader outlook, generally just to illustrate aspect of his teaching. But interestingly, even though Buddha directly did not preaching anything related to about the universe, the Buddhist cosmology, but when he explains some core teaching, somehow bring the ideas about the Buddhist cosmology. So this sutta is very remarkable sutta. These are kind of the sutta we can find the details about the Buddhist cosmology. I would like to call them the satellite discourses, which give us some information about the Buddhist cosmology. So last Sunday or Friday, our Professor Bhante Mahinda talked about the Aghanya Sutta, which is talk about how world is the origin and the dissolution of the world and structure of the society. So this sutta also somehow the link to that discourse. Another very beautiful sutta, which is called the Abhibhu Sutta. And also it is called the Chulanika Sutta in the Anguttara Nikaya. So that sutta give us a lot of information regarding to the Buddhist cosmology. So I will briefly mention about it, and so you have some better idea about what is Buddhist cosmology. So when Buddha was sitting in the one forest, so Venerable Ananda approached and said, told to Buddha, the Abhibhu means the one of the disciple of the Sikhi Buddha. So he said that, so Abhibhu standing in the Brahma realm could make his voice heard throughout the galaxy. So Buddha kept silent, didn't say anything, and second time, same statement, same thing, repeat. Then Buddha says that Savako ko Ananda appameyo tathagatoti. Buddha says that Ananda, the Abhibhu is just a disciple only. So then the following Buddha says that the Tathagata, the Buddha, when Buddha speaks, his voice can be heard by many thousand and millions of the galaxies. The Sutta explain, later on I will discuss this Sutta again. When we come to this Sutta, we'll give the more details about it. So Buddha says that this is the one of the very detailed Sutta we can find about the Buddhist cosmology. And another Sutta, Gaddula Baddava Sutta. In these discourses also, we can find some idea about the Buddhist cosmology. And of course, the Satta Suriya Sutta, which is very unique and unusual discourses, because other discourses, any other discourses we can somehow found some about the beginning and ending of the universe, but this discourse, only in this discourse we can find Buddha specifically talk about the seven suns, how the seven suns appear in the world and heat up and warm up this world until they destroy the whole world system. So when we investigate about the Buddhist cosmology, we can find that Buddha talked about the description of origin, structure, development, and eventually the destruction of the universe. Even in the Aghanya Sutta, the Satta Suriya Sutta, they all talk about these four aspects. And also those four aspects we can divide into two, the temporal cosmology and special cosmology. The temporal cosmology describes how the universe begins in existence and how it is destroyed. The whole process considers the four stages: beginning, structure, development, and dissolution. And also, so these four aspects we can divide it into two: the Samvatta Kalpa and Vivatta Kalpa. The same teaching we can find in the Aghanya Sutta as well. So special cosmology means how infinite number of the world are arranged. Here, arranged doesn't mean that kind of the God or someone arranged. It's a natural process within the universe. They are arranged in two ways: the vertical and horizontal. So last Friday, I remember I don't remember exact day. When you talk about the ghost and spirit, I bring out this passage, the 31 planes of existence. So this is the vertical aspect, the vertical cosmology. So this is the vertical cosmology. You can divide it into three: Rupaloka, Arupaloka, and Kamaloka. Or Rupa, Arupa, Kama, Dhatus. So I can't go in details because this is the very vast, very huge topic actually. If you go in details, not enough time to go talk about other thing. So I had go. Just remember, this is the vertical aspect of the cosmology, how Buddha described about how this world system is located. And this is the horizontal cosmology, or Sahasra. Sahasra means 1,000. So the Abhibhu Sutta give us very detailed account about the Sahasra cosmology, the 1,000 cosmology. So the word in the Pali canon, we can found is the Chakra. Chakra somehow like a wheel shape. You see here the galaxies. So that's how this explained in the Sutta. So Abhibhu Sutta talk about three types of the Chakravala, Chulanika Chakravala, minor 1,000 the galaxies or world system, or Disahasika Majjhima Chakravala, so 2,000 the middle length the world system, and 3 Sahasika, 3,000 world system. So this is the whole picture about it. You can see that this is the Chakravala that we are living, Loka, and we can the Chulanika. This is the whole the Loka Dhatu universe. So how is Buddha is amazingly found out this thing. So this is Chulanika, the 1,000 minor world system. Buddha talk about there are 1,000 of world system which have only one sun and one moon, and other different types of the beings. There are some other world system, they have 1,000 suns and 1,000 moons. And there are some other world system, they have the millions of suns and moons and living beings. How did the Buddha acquire this knowledge? So we do remember that the Buddha, the information that were given around not only 17 centuries, it is more than 2,500 years ago. The science and the technology is very primitive, right? So there is no any the scientific knowledge or instrument to observe all the cosmic thing, the solar system. So Buddha had the very little help and aid to observe all these things. So this is, you see the picture behind this one. This is the very primitive idea, and the contemporary the primitive idea about the Buddhist cosmos, contemporary to the Buddha. The people believe that the world is like a CD, the flat one. If someone go further, and he will be dropped, and there will be monster they will catch. And even that the flat that the world is a flat, which is the holding by the giant elephant. That's the idea over there. Then after where the elephant is standing, there's a huge turtle. So 4 elephants standing on this huge the turtle. That's the idea that they had when the Buddha, the idea where the India they have it. So another thing that, of course, we know that the Star Trek and Star Wars, probably Buddha had not watched all these movies, right? We have grown up by watching all these movies, Star Trek and Star Wars, some other things. So we have some idea about the cosmos, the cosmology, and the solar system. But where the Buddha was born, he didn't have any all these things. So how amazingly he knew all these things. So one sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, the Buddha mentioned how he came to know, how he acquired this knowledge. Buddha says that it is called that Pubbhekata Nivanussati Jnana. It is not that he gained this knowledge by reading any material. It is not that he gained this knowledge from another teacher, but through own direct realization. That realization is called Pubbhekata Nivasa Nussati Jnana. It means that recollection his own past lives. Buddha says that I recollected my manifold past lives. This, that is 1 birth, 2 births, and 1,000 births, and 100,000 births, and go further and further and further. In his own experience, he came to know that he experienced how the world is evolved and how the world is dissolved. The end. Another discourse, another whole Samyutta actually, collection of the suttas in the Samyutta Nikaya. is called the Anamatagga Sanyukta. Buddha says, Anamataggo yam bhikkave iman sansaro pubbha kotina panyayati. Monks, the samsara is without discoverable beginning. The first point is not discern of being, roaming and wandering on hindered by ignorance and fettered by craving. So here also Buddha says that his own knowledge is direct realization. He knew that about the samsara. Even though the Buddha had a very vast knowledge about the whole everything, as called the Sarvanjata Jnana. So Buddha says that what he preached, what he taught us is very little. In the Sirinsapa Sutta in the Sanyutta Nikaya, the Buddha took leave when he was living in the Sirinsapa forest, took some leaves from that forest, and now questioned the monks whether the leaves in my hand are more or the leaves in the trees. Of course, the monk says that the leaves in the trees and the forest are more. So my knowledge, my understanding is like this, the leaves in the forest. But what I taught you, what I preach you, it is like leaves on my hands. It's very little. Why it is that so? It says that the other thing is not the assist you or help you, support you to have the understanding of the true nature. Or it is not the support you for your direct realization. So that is why Buddha says that is why I only taught you the things that pertain to your true realization. So Buddha's knowledge is so vast. So when we read the Buddhist discourses, we can understand how he knew all these things. Without having any support, any assist, any aid, he realized all these things. Just sitting on the Bodhi tree, the day that he realized that what is happening. Not only what is happening in this pattern body, not only what is happening in his mind, he knew it, he realized it's what is happening around. Okay, let's go to the content of the sutta, okay? So that's the very basic idea about the Buddhist concept. Later on, if you have, you can discuss, okay? We have the questions, how did Buddha gain this knowledge, and what is any other idea about the Buddhist cosmology, we can discuss when you have the Q&A. Yeah? So the Satta Suriya Sutta. Satta means 7, Suriya means sun. So Sutta, of course, the discourse on the 7th Sutta. This is the terrifying sutta teaching in the whole Pali canon. There are so many other suttas actually. This is the most terrifying sutta. So this sutta was preached in the Vesali at the Ambapali mango grove. Ambapali was the courtesan, right? Courtesan. So, which is very wealthy and rich and very independent woman. So, he was sometime the challenge the king as well. So he's a very powerful lady. Several places we found that Buddha sometime stay in this the Ambapali's grove, the mango grove. So later on, the Ambapali offered this mango grove and entered the order and became an Arahant. And then she attained the Arahanthood and utter his happiness, something regarding the impermanence as well. So this sutta also, the main teaching is not the destruction of the world actually. The Buddha wanted to emphasize the impermanence nature. So don't be hesitated, don't be wasted your time, just practice, understand the impermanence nature. That's the main thing that Buddha wanted to say. So audience was the monk actually. That's a very general. Almost all the suttas, when you listen to the Bhikkhave Buddha started, but it is very, I think, the idiomatic and conventional expression we found in the Pali canon. But normally like here, there are the monks and nuns. So, but when I start the talk, I just first talk about the Venerable Sir. Venerable Sir. So something like that. In any gathering, if there's some special guest, we just address the main guest. Something like here also, with the address the monks. Of course, there are some other the lay people as well. So the rest is the main message. Conditioned phenomena impermanent. Conditioned phenomena are unstable. Conditioned phenomena are unreliable. It is enough to become disenchanted with all conditioned phenomena, enough to dispassionate towards them, and enough to be liberated from. This is the teaching actually. This is the main teach that the whole sutta about discuss. And in the sutta we found the Mount Meru. Mount Meru, in many discourses actually, we find this the term Mount Meru or Mount Sumeru. So it is says that it is the center of the universe, but you cannot locate, you cannot find in the Google map. Nobody has found it actually. Where is the Mount Meru? So it mentioned that in the Sutta is a 4,000 yojana, the high length and the submerged from the great ocean and rise up from the great ocean as well. So yojana is one of the very Indian and Asian measurement. So nowadays the one yojana is the 12.8 kilometers. So you can then multiple, right? 12.8 kilometers multiple 84,000. Then how many hundred thousands? The highest mountain is Everest, right? Around less than 9 kilometers. So the whole world is Earth is around 12,000 kilometers something. So this Mount Meru itself is more than 100,000. So this is something that kind of the mythical mountain. Actually, sometimes people call it the Indian people in India and the Tibetan, they call it the Mount Meru is the Mount what's called the Himalayas, the Kailasa. But why Buddha? This is when we have the Indian, when you understand Indian culture and background, Indian knowledge, the audience for the Indian people, it's a very makes sense actually. The Mount Meru, so river Ganges. So all are the very huge and mammoth thing for the Indian society. So when Buddha want to say something which is big, immeasurable, he bring the Mount Meru, river Ganges and great ocean as a simile. The first point, when Buddha says that when the rain does not fall for many years, for many hundreds of years, for many thousands of years, for many hundreds and thousands of years, when rain does not fall, the seed, life, vegetation, medicinal plants, the grasses and the giant trees of the forest wither and dry up and no longer exist. So this is the first step. There was a time, hundreds and thousands of millions of years passed by, the heat of the sun, the sun getting heater and heater, the earth become warmer and warmer. I think even nowadays we are experiencing, right? So even last few days it was continuous rain in Malaysia, but just today there was no rain, but we feel how warm it is. Some other part of the world, you see that in the California, I searched in Google, so they say that almost 3 years they have the severe drought. Sometime every year in the Australia they experience the severe drought, and the other part of the world, and in even Sri Lanka, one of the great chronicles, it is explained that before the Tripitaka was written in the Ola leaves, they had the 12 years of the severe drought. So monks were die and left. So as that consequences, the monks get together and decided to written down the Tripitaka. Until then, actually, it was passed by through the oral tradition. So it is very, very makes sense to us. The world is getting hotter and hotter. And another very interesting point is, Devo no vassati. It means that the rain is stopped by the Devas. So this point somehow linked with the Agganya Sutta and Kutadhanta Sutta. Last Sunday, Bhante Mahinda talked about. So Devo no vassati here means that when people deteriorate their moral aspect, ethical aspect, so when people are not practicing the precept, ethics, then they was not happy. And they will stop the raining and make some natural disasters. That's the idea that was given. So after very long time, 1,000 years, they repeat the same things, they repeat again and again and again. The second sun appear. So it is very, how to say that, it's very like a myth. It's hard to believe that if there might be the second sun in the world, right? So some it is translated as it's not the second sun actually. The heat of the sun level up. It's kind of the stages of the sun, the level of the sun. It's not the another sun appear actually, but we don't know. It's happened is after millions and millions years after. When what happened then second sun appear? All the small the lakes, rivers start drying up, and finally no longer exist. So when there's no water, so it was not possible to survive animals, and there was no more trees and plants. So then after again the 100,000 of years, the third sun. The third sun is not the third sun. The third sun means the level, the stage of the sun, and getting hotter and hotter. And the Ganges, Yamuna, Achiravati, Sarabu, Mahi, these are the rivers in India. Some of rivers still can't find. So these rivers start in drying up, and finally the vanish, no longer exist. And after very long time again the fourth sun appear. When the fourth sun appear, all the great lakes in the Sutta discuss about particularly the Anotatta, Sihiya Papata, Ratnakara. Actually these are mythical lakes. Even today we have the very advanced technology, nobody can find it. Sometimes people talk about these are the Anotatta lake. Anotatta lake, many discourses talk about Anotatta lake. So some says that this is the lake which is located in the Himalayas, the other side of the nearby the Tibetan. So Tibetan people believe that this was located in the Himalayan mountain. So many sutta talk about the Anotatta village. And also that says that all the great the rivers like Ganges, Yamuna, they are started from these the lakes Anotatta, Sihiya Papata, and so on. So when the fourth sun appear, all these great lakes start drying up, and finally no longer exist. So this is the National Geography. It is mentioned that this is the Rio Grande River. So you see one of the largest river in the North America. They are starting drying up. So most of the rivers, even in the India and even the China, like a river, what's called the Yellow River. So and the Mekong River. These are giant rivers. So some part of the rivers just like a lakes. That huge. So all these rivers started the drying up. And when this happened, when this fourth sun arise, what happened to the ocean? So the ocean also start drying up. It started to sink by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and even the 700 yojanas. So again, yojana means the 12.8 kilometers something. So it start drying up. And the water remain in the ocean is only 7 and the palm trees deep, and it's 6, 5, 4, and step by step it's drying up the whole ocean. So we have already know that some part there are some areas, there are some seas that already dry up. There's no more water. So we can imagine that the ocean that we are seeing today, we feel that it's permanent. It's the most the permanent thing that for us. We will see that it will last forever. So it's gradually it will be no longer exceed, dry up. And when the fifth sun appears, there is not even enough water in the great ocean to wet the toes joint. The completely dry up. And sixth sun appear, the whole world, all the mountain and everything start to burn. Then whole universe, which is covered by the smoke. The Sutta explains that smoke raises up the Abhasara Brahma world. And the seventh sun appear, this great earth, and the Mount Meru, the king of the mountain, erupt and in one burning mass of fire. And as they blaze and burn, flame are swept by the wind as far as Brahma realm. The Mount Meru, the king of the mount, and blazes and burns, and the crumbling as it's overcome by the great fire. And meanwhile, mountain peaks 100 of yojanas high, and 2, 3, 4, and it's like that something. So it's something that the whole world start. When seven suns appear, again the seven suns is not the physically another seven suns appear. I don't know actually whether it's appear in the world or not. We just imagine that whether the heat of the sun, the couple, it's the level of the sun. It will getting bigger and bigger, and finally the whole world the burn and turn into the ashes. So that's the idea how this sutta talk about how the world is going to be disappear. So most probably your science knowledge is I think you have science knowledge. So what Buddha talk about how the world is the dissolved, the destroy, somehow quite similar to what today's science has found. So they says that the world will end by fire, by heating up. So compare with the other primitive idea about the Buddhist cosmology. So Buddhist cosmology is more makes sense to us. So that was the bad and terrifying part of this sutta, talk about how the world will be destroyed after millions of years. So further this sutta talk about what happened to the being who live in by that time. So that is the happier part. So Buddha says that, see, very nice, beautiful statement Buddha was given. Monks, who would ever think or believe that? After preaching this discourse to the monk, Buddha questions. So who would be ever think and believe this one? It's very difficult it's very hard, it's impossible to believe, right? So it will happen to our world. So Buddha says that those who attain that enlightenment, have that realization, then who will believe. And those who have the belief and trust in the Buddha, then he will understand it. He will believe such things. Then the world end. What happened to the being? Buddha says that after many years back, there will be a teacher called Sunetta. The Sunetta means the beautiful eye. So he was a religious founder and was free of sensual desire. And then he started teaching, to teach. Actually, he practiced, according to Sutta, he practiced the loving kindness. So loving kindness, and he started teaching this loving kindness to those who live. And who understand that his teaching, after they are dead, they born in Brahma world. And those who did not understand, after they are dead, they're born in the human realms and other worlds. So the Sunetta, the founder, the teacher himself, the practice, and he was born in the Brahma world, became a Chakra, and the wheeled monarch, the Chakravarti. And finally, he was born in this world again and realized even though he was the Chakravarti, Brahma, Chakra, he was not free from this samsaric suffering. So then he started to practice this noble truth. It's not the noble truth that we practice today. It's something, another type of the truth. So it's called the Arya Sila, noble ethics, and noble concentration, wisdom, and freedom. So by practicing these four noble truths, four types of the truth, he attained arahanthood and free from this samsara. That was the basic idea about the sutta. How the world will end, and what happened to the being when the world towards the end. So there will be a teacher called Sunetta, and he start teaching loving kindness, helping other living beings to be born in other world, other realms. And also he himself understand that, so even though I practice loving kindness, being born in other Brahma worlds, other world, he is not free. Then he start practicing the four things, the Sila and the Samadhi and the Prajna and Vimukti. By practicing these through, he realized and free from whole samsara and attained arahanthood, and then there was no birth for him. That was the idea actually. This is the conclusion part of this sutta. Again Buddha says that the conditions, phenomena are impermanent, conditions, phenomena are unstable, conditions, phenomena are unreliable. It is enough. So seeing that even the Mount Meru, the great ocean, great rivers, whatever we see today, these are seems to be the permanently exist. So what happened to all these things? They will be burned out to ashes. Even the Buddha says that the Sutta, when the seven sun appear, we can't find the ash and soot. Nothing there. So why you hold it? Why you hold to your identity? Buddha asks. Why you hold? Why you cannot let go of the grudges? Why you attach to things? Why you attach to your name? Why you attach to your worldly phenomena? You see what happens to the great and immeasurable thing? They will destroy. What's the point of holding things? Let go. That's the says. This is itself enough monks. Monks means not only monks, even lay people as well, right? This is itself enough to become disenchanted with all conditions phenomena, and enough to become the dispassionate towards them, and enough to let go and be free from the suffering. So when Buddha speaks of the world, whole earth and the disintegrating, it means our entire civilization, okay? They will go on forever. And our cities, our achievement, and what we call the scientific, the achievements, all the modern technology, the history we have, the respect and the build, and we are proud about it. All these will be destroyed. There's nothing left. So the legacy, we have it. So yeah, everything. So the big picture, everything is impermanent, everything is unreliable, and there is nothing to hold on to it. So just let go and we practice the impermanent nature. And this sutta is very dramatically illustrate the teaching of the impermanence, taken up to the very sort of vast cosmic scale. So that's the teaching actually Buddha want to emphasize when he talk about the seven level of the sutta. So I know that you are here to listen what happened to this universe. You want to know what is the fate of the universe actually. So I feel that the Buddha used this name like a skillful mean. The topic itself is very curious. So when the seven suns appear, what happened? So Buddha says that this is because not only talk about the what happened to the world. Buddha was not interested actually about the world. It's more interested about the oneself. Buddha says that the world is not the outside. The world is within you. So he always preaches about how to take up your own world. This Sutta Buddha says that when the seven suns appear and when the world was destroyed, what happened to the being from below to... So Buddha says that the world destroyed from until the... You can see my cursor, right? Until here. The below part, the whole world will be destroyed. The Kama Duggati, including the human world, and the Kama Suggati, so six divine world, and even the first three, the Brahma world, will be destroyed. So then, what do you think? Doing meritorious deeds can save us? Meritorious deeds? Right? So be born in the Brahma world, what do we have to do? What are the causes and conditions to be born in the Brahma world? The practice meditation, right? The samatha kind of the meditation, how to practice. As a result, be born in this the Brahma world. So when we do merits, we will born here, right? As a result, we born in the sixth divine world and even in the human world. As a result of the meritorious deeds. So to be safe ourselves, secure ourselves, we have to start practicing. So Buddha, this discourse, Buddha never talk about the merits. Other discourses Buddha talk about do goods and be goods. Buddha didn't mention about here. Buddha always talk about understand the impermanent nature. It means already in the inside side. Already in the vipassana. Practice. Only those who practice can be safe, can be survived. I think this much is enough. Maybe you have a question you can ask.
Bhante, just want to ask just now about the 2 suns, 3 suns and all that. Is it like just a metaphor, or is it like okay, the first question is it a metaphor? If it is, then what is the explanation behind it, behind the metaphor? And the second thing is, when do you think this like the second sun and the third sun will appear? Because right now we only have 1 sun already so hot and already creating so much problem. Imagine you have 3 to 4 sun. So what will happen, and what is the karmic effect of those people born on earth that has to go through that effect?
I don't know actually it is metaphor or not. It will happen after million or million years, right? So, when we talk about the time, it means in Buddhism, would the time calculate like eon, kalpa. So this thing happen after many kalpas. Kalpa means eon. Eon means how many years? We cannot count in human years. 1 eon. When Buddha says that is immeasurable of time. So I can't say exactly when how many years, when exactly it will happen. Don't know. And whether actually there is a 7th son or is there are some 7 sons or not, also my answer is I don't know. But some Buddhist discourses, it says that there are world system. There are world system. They have more than 1 sun and 1 moon. Even nowadays the sign, some other planet, they have more than one moon and 1 sun, right? Maybe there might be 2nd and 3rd and 4th and so on. Sun will be appear.
Hello, good evening, Bhante.
Good morning.
Yeah. Of course, like Bhante said, earlier we came here, we used to know what happened to the physical world. But actually, based on your sermon, we actually realized that Buddha is actually, like you say, emphasis on impermanent. This is just an example. Okay. So my question is that, first, when did Buddha preach this sutta and to whom? Okay. Question number 1. Question number 2, when we talk about the destruction, as our friends say, all this, the first son, the second son, it could be only example, it could be only metaphor. It may have happened, it may not happen, but I think Buddha is actually trying to show the step, the chronological happen of the destruction of the world. I think whether it happens or not, I don't think so. Like you say, is a Buddha's message. This is just a example. So what I'd like to ask, when he talk about the destruction of the world, is he only talking about this universe, or is he also talking about other universe? Because there are thousands and thousands of universe. So is he specifically referring to this universe? That is the thing.
Your first question is when this sutta was preached and to whom?
Yeah, and why did he has this sutta?
Yeah, actually this sutta is kind of the narrative, that is storytelling, right? This sutta, it's like the narrative, the storytelling. So it started like that, monks, and there was the time, the sun getting hotter and hotter, the sun become heated, the hotter and hotter, everything become the scorching, and how what happened to plant, then what happened to the bean, what happened to the small rivers, lakes, and step by step, what happened to the bigger and bigger and bigger things. And finally the whole world will burn up. He talk about only this universe actually.
This universe?
Yeah, this universe.
Okay.
And talk about the 31 plane of existence.
Yeah.
Not about the other universe. I think that he was not interested about the other universe. Most of the discourses, as I mentioned earlier, he was not more interested about what's happening to the outside world. He's more interested about what is happening in the inner world. So I think this sutta, of course, very clear that talk about this universe. That is why it says in the sutta says when the suneta, the teacher, and towards the end of the world, the sun teacher will appear called the suneta, and he guide the people, the beings, to be born in Abhasara Brahma world. He himself born in the Abhasara Brahma world. So in this universe, this is the Abhasara Brahma world is one of the Brahma world in the 30 plane of existence. And to whom the priest this discourse, they started this 500 monks. So it's a very common idiomatic expressions in the Pali canon, bhikkhave. Bhikkhave means monks. Most of the suttas started Bhikkhave. But it doesn't mean that the audience was only monks. There might be the lay people as well. Many other places we found Venerable Sariputta with the Kalyana Mitta were together. So Buddha always addressed Venerable Sariputta. He did not address other monks. It doesn't mean that he wanted to convey his message to only the Sariputta, because he was the senior one among them. And another instant example, when you read some other suttas, we found it Venerable Anuruddha with other group of monks. So Buddha directly addressed Venerable Anuruddha. It doesn't mean that he ignored other people in the audience. Like here, I address the Venerable monks. So they are the important guests among the other thing, right? So we always address the senior one.
Bhante, one more question, final. Just now you're talking about the Buddhist cosmopolitan consists of temporal and spatial. So you are talking about more on the temporal, isn't it? What is this, the other one? The other cosmopolitan?
Temporal, yeah.
And then there's another one you're talking about, spatial.
Yeah. Here this sutta actually talk about this, what happened to the temporal cosmology in the temporal world, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How are they related? Are they related to each other?
I brought this idea to give some idea about what Buddha preached about the Buddhist cosmology.
So they are related. They are related, is it?
They are related, right?
Okay,
they are related.
Okay.
They are related. You see here the infinite number of world system arranged. This one actually among this infinite number of the world system is a temporal world system.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is overall. Then the next one is talking about the 31 realm of existence.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
Something
Thank you.
here. So if you don't have any more question, I would like to ask a question actually. When you go through this sutta, I have a lot of question. So one question is, so what happened actually? If the world will destroy until the destroy whole world, earth is destroyed, what happened to the whole being? I mean, the human, they can understand. If the teacher will appear and teach the Dhamma, the human will understand and they will born in. Then what happened to the other beings, celestial beings? Those who live in the apaya and the hell and other lower part, what happened to them? Do you have any idea? How about the animal? What happened to animal? Huh? Uh-huh. Yeah, you mean not in the you mean not in this world? Maybe in another one. Yeah, probably. There is no clear explanation actually given in the sutta. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Of course, Buddha says that very clearly, the suffering in the hell is not permanent. So, yeah, my question also, what happened to them? What will happen to them? Even the animal. Their karma will end. What do you think? Cannot be, right? Yeah, way out. What do you think there? Yeah, there's no way to do wholesome this when those who born in the hell, right? Yeah. No explanation was given. Maybe by that time, everyone will give the pre-pass to cross that door and be born in the Brahma world. Yeah, that's definitely that. Yeah, the new world come. Then when the new world come, those who born in the Abhasara Brahma world here, the Abhasara Brahma world, they will be born. They will come and yeah, that's what's explained in the Aganya Sutta. Yeah. So Buddha actually the Sutta was discussed. Those who born in human world, they encouraged to practice the meditation, the four noble truths. Not the four noble truths mean the sila, samadhi, prajna, and mukti. Then be born in here. Those who are here, they are encouraged to practice. Then will born in higher and higher and higher. But doesn't given any explanation about those who born in lower than human, the animal and hell being. Maybe. Maybe as you said that they will be born in Buddha says that not only this world system, this universe, there are so many million and billion of the universe, there is a living being, they will be born in there.
Question here. First is because he's talking about the sun, it seems that he's only talking about the solar system, right? Because as you said, there are thousands of suns, there are so many galaxies, so many solar systems. So he's especially, so in this particular case, since he's just talking about the sun, it seems to be the relation between the earth and the sun in the solar system. Because the other planets, I mean, of course, I mean, as you said, he was talking in the past, now we know there are planets. They already knew then there were planets. So anyway, not all the planets. So, okay, so that's one thing. So we're not really talking about the universe as such, because you're talking about the sun, so it must be about the solar system, this solar system. The second thing is, what is the implication of this cosmology for the Buddhist notion of rebirth, which goes back to of rebirth. Because it goes back to this question of what happens to animals and beings in hell. So the presupposition for rebirth, reincarnation and karma, because, you know, I mean, karma is at the center of Buddhism. If that breaks, then any effort you make has no meaning, whether good or bad. So, it would imply, I mean, to me, that you are born in maybe some other system. Or some other galaxy or whatever, within the same universe. In fact, the galaxies are part of the universe, not the other way around. So, I mean, so this is, I mean, your question which you posed, this is what my thoughts are. Thank you.
Yeah. It could be, yeah. Yeah, Rupa Loka. You see the destruction says that until the 14th. Number 14, that was still in the Rupa Loka.
What is it? The name of the place?
The name of the place, oh, okay. Maha Brahma world. Until then. Abhasara 70. But these two Brahma world still will be, yeah. No, not destroy. Yeah. Yeah, but the Sutta says being born in Abhasara, but says that until those who attain the first jhana and the born in these three Brahma world will be destroyed. Yeah. Not safe actually. It's still there. That is why the Sunetta says, the Sunetta was born in Abhasara, the teacher born in Abhasara, and when the world is happier again, he came down, he same thing, experienced the suffering, the pain, the grief, he experienced. Then he said that still I am not safe. Even though I born in Abhasara, become a Brahma, became a Chakra, the king of the deity, and became a wheel-turned monarch, still I was not safe. I mean those being born, the above here. Those who cultivated the meditation, they will be born in the higher realm. The rest, as you said, that as our gentleman says, that maybe they will born in other world system.
When you say it affect until the first jhana, does this include those who have entered the stream entry?
Not only those.
Because some Sotapanna, according to the Buddha's they are even reborn in places like Chita.
Yeah.
What happened to these people?
They will cultivate. Yeah. They will cultivate, and they will born in higher. They will go higher and higher. Those who hear the divine world, they will cultivate and be born. It's like when towards the end of the destruction, they are kind of the messenger. I think they come down and preach. That's the end of the discourse talk about the people give the message. There will be the destruction will become. Maybe like the severe doubt will come. You better to practice. So there come the message will be given. Then people, those who understand it, they will practice it. Practice the Dhamma. Follow the Dhamma. And they will born in even after they are breaking up their body, after death, they will born in this world.
This teaching is very radical. It's wiping out the last hope that there is anything which you can hold on to. And it shows me his wisdom, like the questions here show me that this teaching, he say, no, don't forget about it. You have to liberate. You have to get out of suffering. Yeah. There is no hope otherwise. And because in this world, we always say, the next generation, and I write a book, and then people remember me, and or we always do that. And with that teaching, the Buddha just like the mandala, in the Tibetan, you just go, there is nothing, just get out of here.
Exactly.
Because your question show me you want to hold on to something. But in this teaching show, no. Even this, as you said, this, I forgot the name of this teacher, he still had to undergo suffering. Yeah. So there is no hope otherwise unless you get Nibbana. Yeah. He wiped it out.
So radical. We have a question because we have attachment to this world and what we have achieved. So we are afraid what happened to those things, right? Our achievement, the things we have a process. We want to know what happened.
Listening to you, I thought that it might be interesting to look at this question from perspective of comparative cosmology. Because in the Indian context, you have cosmologies on the Hindu side as well. Mm-hmm. They share a common framework. Even this notion of going to Brahmaloka and coming back, it's actually pre-Buddhist already, the idea. So it's what I find kind of interesting, because I've studied some of these cosmologies, especially Puranic cosmology in relation to other world cosmology. So here everything ends with fire. Fire, and that's the end. Yeah. So like in the Puranic cosmology, there's fire and then there is water, there is flood. So first the world is burnt up and then it's completely flooded. So there's the idea that there is some kind of fire even under the ocean. There's a term for it, Vadavagni. So at the end of the Kalpa, or the cosmic cycle, the fire will destroy the world, and then there will be a deluge. And you find similar ideas in Norse mythology and elsewhere as well. So it's interesting to see that here it just ends with fire. And other thing, why is this cosmology sort of resonates so much with Indians in India? And I have lived in India many, many years, in North India. So in the summer there, it's like you feel like you're going to die. It's so hot. And in fact, people die because of the loo. And then suddenly everybody's waiting for them. Suddenly there's rain and there's floods everywhere. So I'm wondering if there is, to some extent, there's so much of this cosmology resonates so much because of the Indian environment.
Exactly.
In fact, Sri Lanka is also part of that, I think, with the monsoons and all of that. Yeah. So
we have a lot of questions, but those who have the understanding idea about how the Indian environment, people don't have question actually. So when you talk about the Mount Meru, we have a lot of questions about the 40,000 yojanas high and wide. We have a lot of questions. So, but with the Indian background, so when we go to the India, when you look at the Mount Himalayas and Kailas, we already feel it's a giant itself. It's enough. Even not only even the Greeks, the Mount Olympus, like it says that it is the nobody can go to the peak. That is how it's explaining. But nowadays, in those days, nobody tried. They didn't have the equipment to climb the mountain. So we feel it's just these are like the kind of the very very giant and immeasurable things. They feel that like kind of the respect. Mount Himalayas and the Kailas, people feel like that. The another thing the point that the world will destroy by fire, and after that rain. Right? This sutta talk about only how world destroyed by fire, but actually the other Buddhist discourses, not the many I said, they're only the Aganya Sutta and even the Kuttadanta Sutta, if I'm not wrong, they explain that after fire there will be rain. And after rain, after many years, then the being from the Abhasara will descend and start the living here. Yeah. And even there another discourse called the Bhaya Sutta. It says that there are three ways that the world can be destroyed: fire, water, and air. And destroying by fire is a more sense, right? With the modern science.
You are talking about the destruction. Then, from what we know, the next Buddha, Matthias, will come. So, in what context will he come?
Did you attend last Sunday talk?
No.
Okay. Yeah, last Sunday talk.
Oh, he gives. Sorry.
Chakravati Sihanada Sutta, right? So in Chakravati Sihanada Sutta, it's explained that how the next Buddha will come after many years of the destroying the how to say the dissolution of the world, and start the beginning of the world again, the origin again re-origin in the world, and slowly how the being comes down from the Abhasara and start their living, and the people is cultivated the morality, and gradually then the Maitreya Buddha will appear. In Chakravati Sihanada Sutta it's explained it. So it's like many millions of eons. Memories we shared with each and every one. Our Bhante, the chief here, and our Venerable Sirs, and our Mr. Leslie, and his madam, and all of you, we share these merits. And by the power of these merits, may you be wealth, health, and happy. May you be healed, Devas protect you, and Bodhisattvas guide you. And finally, may the merits will helpful to achieve and understand and realize the Four Noble Truths and attain bliss of Nibbana. With that thought, we say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And once again, thank you so much, Venerable Sirs. Thank you so much, Nan. And thank you so much, Mr. Leslie and everyone. So have a very peaceful night.
Thank you, Bhante, for this very interesting and hot topic.
Hot topic, yeah. That's true.
Pun, just a pun, Bhante. But actually what Bhante was saying is quite realistic in the current day, in time. The weather is getting hotter every few years, 1 degree up, 1 degree up. It's already happening. The seas are already rising. As you mentioned about the flood, it's already happening. Pollution of the air, toxic chemicals in the air. So, what is the lesson to be learned? Let's get out this quickly. So, the Four Noble Truths is the only way. So, Bhante, I think that's what you're trying to explain. Not in so many words, but in essence, it's already happening. The suttas were right, or at least we are being proven right, that this is not some false fallacy. There is some evidences already happening now, today, in this present world. So we better be ready for it. So Bhante will be here for hopefully another month. We have already applied for his visa extension. So if he is successful, there will be another 4 more talks by Bhante that we have arranged. And this Sunday will be Bhante Professor Mahinda talking about empowerment and government, basically, and the Kuddadanta Sutta. So see you this Sunday at 10 a.m. if you're available. Thank you, and good night.